And of course, now,
Good
now,
morning,
now is when someone's outside mowing. Now.
now. Of course, I don't hear a darn thing. All I
Okay,
hear is a beautiful
okay.
voice.
I'm just gonna wiggle around in my chair.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Surdentity Podcast. I am your host, Elizabeth Dewar Anthony, and my guest this morning is the beautiful, ebullient Laura Collatz, a dentist, and she has relentless positivity. Her media social media image is just so beautiful. It's about positivity and bringing the light, and that's a core value in Surdentity. So I wanted to speak with her this morning. And good morning.
Good morning. I just wrote that down, relentless positivity, because God, I love that. Thank you. I think you may have just given me the name of my next program
Yay!
that I'm putting together. So thank you.
You're entirely welcome. And this relentless positivity is a choice, right?
100%. Yeah.
We can choose to focus on what's negative or what's positive. And I try to be a positive person, and I wasn't always. It's through lots of work, my work on myself, that I've become more positive. And that's kind of helped me incorporate Surdentity, because I realized as I was working to improve myself that I could apply those principles to my profession. And I came to understand that when I approach a patient with serenity and empathy, our interactions go much better. That's been my experience for 20, 30 years in dental hygiene. And that's a message I want to get out to my fellow professionals, that, we don't have to have a bad day. You don't have to have a miserable day. Your day can be great. What do you think about all that?
So, wow. First, I became a dental hygienist in 1991, and anyone who wants to do math can do math.
Girl, I got you beat, but anyway, go ahead.
I've been a hygienist since before the Montana Jack was cool, okay? I still don't like it. I like a nice 204 SD. Sorry, sue me. So yeah, I'm with you. And the hardest part for most people is when you're miserable, you want to stay miserable.
Yeah.
It's easier to stay miserable. Damn it, I don't know how to feel better. I'm just so mad.
Yeah.
My whole body is so mad.
Yeah.
So yeah. I went through a I don't know if I want it. What do I call that now? I had a nervous breakdown, but that just feels like it's so
Well, it's
tightly thrown around. Legit, all of my switchboard plugs became unplugged. I got hypnotized, and we didn't know that I was a trauma survivor. And all the stories that I had told myself since I was this big,
yes.
which is all muscle memory.
Mm-hmm.
All your muscles remembering.
Yes.
I broke. Like my whole body just broke, and I couldn't work for about a month. And all of that was because I was trying to just relieve stress.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally had to put myself back together.
Wow.
And I'm so blessed that I was able to just continue to learn during that time. So I read so many brilliant books that just helped me figure out what was going on. But we really are in charge of your whole body's response.
Absolutely. And so you and I have had similar experiences. My breakdown, in recovery, we call it a bottom. So I hit a bottom, and once I started to work on myself, once I gave up alcohol and started to work the program of recovery, that's when the puzzle pieces started to come together. But those kind of breakdowns are blessings if we can take it. And it's a good example of, because so you and I are both, I think, fundamentally positive people. But when you're trying to exude positivity, but inside you're full of hatred of yourself.
That's living a double life. And what that does is it actually makes your nervous system try to put one over on your nervous system.
You
and that'll only work for so long until
that's
you go,
right.
Yeah, and then
Yes, exactly.
So yes. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to write the book that will, of my life and how I put all that back together. And honestly, I became very conscious during that time of my life of my core.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing some therapy called EMDR, which is
I've done it.
Rewriting painful memories. And it occurred to me as I was, I didn't go out and exercise. I didn't do activities. I did it so backwards from the way they told me to like process. I just sat
mm-hmm.
with it. And the first thing we learn how to do is breathe.
Yes.
Second thing we learn how to do ever is swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And those are very deep core body memories, right?
Yes.
And if you cannot, like, the hardest thing that most adults will ever do is like pick up something really, really, really heavy. The hardest like physical thing. I'm probably generalizing way too much here, but you know how you can't lift something heavy with your teeth apart?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's because that's what balances you. Okay. Think about this. When you're 6 months old and you're doing this for the first time, that's the hardest thing you've ever done in your whole life. And that requires enormous balance. And the only thing you have to balance that is what?
Yes.
So tongue posture is actually really, really important. Incredibly important. And I feel this on a visceral level because it was important as I was putting myself back together. Okay. Equally important are how your body responds to just normal stimuli. And I had to like retrain myself to just breathe again. It's a team of heroes and a lot of time and money to put me back together again. And a lot of thought work. And I'm still constantly always working on the, what thought am I thinking and why do I feel like this? And what's a better thought that I could think? I have discovered with all this new knowledge that I have about laughter yoga, about just you can create a state change in 60 seconds. You're in charge of that. You don't even have to make noise. And I can teach you exercises that are good for your abs while you're doing it, right? You can teach your body to create serotonin and dopamine kind of on command during stressful activities.
Wow.
Like, what if you could just teach your whole body to respond differently? So I need to give you like a whole reading list, but one of my an amazing book is Your Body is Your Brain by Amanda Blake. Another one is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk. Book, right? But at the end of the day, you're the one thinking the thoughts, right? So I teach people how to laugh on purpose for no reason, and it's really awkward, really awkward feeling when you first do it. And I promise you, it was equally as awkward when I was learning it on Zoom with the MD that invented it. Thank God for COVID. Thank God for Zoom. I never would have gotten to learn from this man himself, who actually is friends with Patch Adams. Of course he is. But I teach people we teach these exercises where, we do normal everyday activities and we laugh. Now, laughter is like a Zen activity. It's meditative. You can't think thoughts when you're engaging your diaphragm because your parasympathetic nervous system is turned on. Okay. Let me say that again. You can't think thoughts when you're doing that. So if you laugh for 1 minute, you can change your body chemistry.
Wow.
Now, I know all of the science, and there's a lot of data now. There's a lot of science because we have exercises and it's more of a controlled thing. You do these great studies. They do studies where there's a control group that has to watch a boring documentary.
Mm-hmm.
There's a laughter group that watches something funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another group that does actual laughter yoga exercises for 10 to 15 minutes with the breathing and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And they measure like their blood gases, they measure their subjective, they measure all the stuff. And the controlled 10 to 15 minutes, the actual time that it takes to, like, it's legitimate body change. And that's crazy to me. Sorry, I just yammered a lot about laughter. I'm enamored with this as a subject because it's breathing at its best.
Yes.
And then when you add to that, wait, I'm the one in charge of how I feel, and I get to feel better anytime I want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those are easy words to say, but when you're in
Mm-hmm.
the thick of feeling like the worst ever, it's really hard to put your money where your mouth is. And I did that recently. So I don't know, you've been following me a little bit on Facebook. I've been posting about going places and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I recently got to go to Kenya, which was just the trip of a lifetime. I was,
Mm-hmm.
and I got to teach laughter while I was there. So I was like, oh my God, like dream come true. But before I got to go to Africa, I had to get many, many vaccinations. Now, I just said that we're the ones in control of our own nervous system, right?
Right.
And I am that patient. I am that patient that can't control their own nervous system. I'm the one that goes vagal when you put the jelly on me. That's me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I've been really working hard on rewiring that part of my response. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I really thought I had it licked. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Had to fast that morning because I was getting ready to drink a delicious cholera cocktail. Sure, no problem. I got this. And they were going to do 6 injections, 3 in each arm.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I'm fine. And I'm talking myself through it and I'm good. And it's just me and the travel nurse in the whole office. And she does the first one. I'm sitting in the chair. She does the first one. And the thing that happens every time started to happen. And I can't believe I'm going to pass out here I can't believe I'm going to do this. And, all the thoughts are coming to me while I'm, my ears are ringing and I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling flushed and I'm apologizing for my behavior. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sorry, I'm not the one in control. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, yeah, you are. You can probably fix this. So she goes and she gets me an ice pack, and there's an ice pack on the back of my neck. And I said, don't judge me. I'm going to do something really weird here. And there's like a trash can between my legs, and I'm leaning my head against the desk, and I'm really feeling bad. And I promise you, I in no way wanted to laugh.
Right.
All right.
Right.
I took a deep breath in and I laughed it out 5 times. That was as many times as I could manage.
Mm-hmm.
And then I sat back, get the ice pack back here, and I just breathed for a moment. And I was like, okay, it's going to work. It's going to work. It's going to be fine. And the other 5 injections, not only did they not hurt, the first injection site was the only one that was sore. And it took about 5 minutes for all the happy chemicals to hit my system.
Mm-hmm.
And literally it took 5 minutes from me having ammonia under my nose
Mm-hmm.
to walking out the door and feeling fine. And I did that on purpose.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God.
Right. And I've been studying this for several years now, right? And I know it's just really hard to do it when it's under pressure. And I felt like a complete idiot laughing out loud and moving air and doing all the things. But damn if it didn't work.
God, that is amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And imagine if you could do that, do like 1 minute of laughter every day for 60 days. Your whole outlook on life would change. You would learn, you could teach yourself to, not be in fight or flight all the time, which is the opposite of serene dentistry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and it's that, it's that sympathetic response, right? When people come in, especially people that have been traumatized in the dental setting. They're in fight or flight and they are defensive. And what happens is that defensiveness can often present as hostility. And from my childhood trauma, I was afraid of angry people because when everybody was always angry, especially my dad. So, and when he got angry, shit happened. And there was loud voices and hitting. And so I was conditioned to fear a hostile response. And what I have come to realize is that patients who are hostile, they're presenting as hostile, they're really fearful. And it's their fear,
they were taught that.
Yeah, their hostility feels more powerful. Anger feels more powerful than fear.
Mm-hmm. So it's that level of emotion. Absolutely.
Yeah. The best defense is a good offense.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The patient comes in and and they're in defensive mode, but they want to take control right away. And I was also conditioned to react, not respond. So like, dad's mad, everybody's got to run around and try and make him unmad, which is not our job. First of all, it's impossible. It's not our job. So, that's how I reacted to patients for many years in my early career. And
people pleasing.
Yes, people pleasing.
I feel you so hard,
right? Girl. Right?
That's how I actually ended up being in a closed lock.
Yeah.
And I cannot do that behavior anymore. But here's what I was doing. I was going, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, sure. Uh-huh. And these muscles here were just yanking that side of my jaw.
Yep.
Finally, I couldn't even open my damn mouth.
Right. So that's amazing. So saying, all the people pleasing, saying yes when you mean no, feet, flight, what is it? Fight, flight, freeze.
Fight, freeze, and fawn.
Fawn, girl. Call me Bambi.
Everybody learns how to fawn.
Yeah, Bambi, honey. I'm a fawn. I'm fawning.
And you won't even know.
Yeah, and
I'll think it was my idea.
Yeah.
You'll think it's your idea. Oh yeah.
Oh right. And fawning on the outside, but seething on the inside.
Which is your nervous system trying to put one over on your nervous system, because guess what? Our defense mechanism as human beings is this right here, baby. It's this. Mm-hmm. And it's this. Mm-hmm. And it all comes down to even micro movements of your facial features and slight changes to the tonality and timbre of your voice. Remember when we were in middle school and girls would accuse each other of being two-faced? Mm-hmm. Hey, nowadays the cool kids are calling it code switching. But it's thinking with a different side of your brain. Mm-hmm. It's actually causing you to have different facial features.
Wow.
Okay? Think about that for a minute.
Wow.
So when you're in a state of panic, when you're in a state of fight or flight, you're thinking with your amygdala, thinking with your prefrontal cortex. So you really do make a different face when you're thinking in a different state of mind.
Yes.
When I talk to patients and I explain to them, I don't grind my teeth. Oh my God. Why is it that I just accused them of murdering puppies?
Right.
My friend Laura Brenner.
It's like, but they're flat though.
Yes, you do. Your teeth did not come out that way.
Right.
Sorry, let me back up. I'll look at them and I'll say, you might not think that you're doing, but tooth grinding's not always this motion. Sometimes it's. I said, so let me ask you, that face that you make when you're thinking? And then I sit there and I watch them think about the face they think they're making until their teeth are exactly in the spot. I'm like, yes. And at that point, they're making a different face. So being two-faced is really thinking with a different part of your brain.
Wow. Wowie wow. Well, a book that I loved, The Mind and the Brain by Larry Schwartz, talked about exactly what you're talking about, using your frontal cortex to change. He worked, the experiments they did were with people with obsessive compulsive disorder. And when the obsession came up, they were to do something or think about something positive. And it took a long time, but eventually their brains changed on PET scans. So everything you're saying is you can literally change your brain using your mind. That's what I love about the brain.
No, actually, I got more good stuff for you. You can change your gene expression too.
Oh,
Joe
wow.
Dispenza.
Yes, I've heard this. I've heard this. Oh my God.
You are the placebo. And actually, it's really funny because I've been working on my posture. And when I work on my posture, I'm actually also trying to work on my tongue posture at the same time. Diaphragm all the way up the. And I had a rather significant spinal injury when I was 18 years old. I broke this little bone that's in charge of like arms and breathing. Just C5, he's right here.
Yeah. Oh.
And so when I was 18, I had a thumb-sized piece of my left iliac crest removed and lashed with pretty wires to the back of my neck. My scar is just impressive. And I had pins and needles feeling for 4 months.
Wow.
In the middle of dental hygiene school.
Oh my gosh.
It took me longer to get my 2-year degree than 2 years because I broke my neck and had a baby in between.
Yeah.
And but like as you would imagine for someone who's had 3 children, bends over upside down for a living,
right,
and has had a spinal fusion, I shouldn't be the same height that I was in high school. I'm a half an inch taller than that now.
Wow.
Where's the neck fusion? What? Sorry. But yes, you can. You can absolutely change your gene expression.
Wow.
If you meditate hard enough. The secrets to, and I'll spill out some secrets to meditation. This is what I teach my clients. Here's you want to see behind the scenes in the messy office?
Sure.
Okay. Here's so I give people presents. The first thing that you get is you get an awesome journal. And you get this fabulous sparkly pen.
Love it.
And I love this pen because it's refillable and it's heavy. And if I take it outside, the sun hits it and it reminds me that sparkling is awesome. I meditate. I try to meditate for 10 minutes every morning in addition to all the other stuff that I do. But a friend of mine here, this is there, can you see? It's my lamp. So it's actually a Himalayan salt dome. Okay. So my feet are warm right now. And they're on this awesome little salt lamp. And I'm in my chair and I have my right. You're at your most suggestible first thing in the morning, right as you're waking up, and at night, right as you're falling asleep. Okay.
Yes.
If you practice deep breathing, you can put yourself into that state at will. Hence I really have a kitten mask legit in my office. And I try to sit and just meditate and put myself and my brain in a better spot daily.
Well, so you've heard of DMT, the God molecule. So that's in our brains. So you're, breathing, and Wim Hof says you can access DMT at will with the breath. And it hasn't happened for me, but I fully believe that. So look at you. You are doing all the right stuff, girl. You're killing me right now.
Thank you. Thank you. My goal ultimately is, and I don't know if I have a tickle in my nose. I'm so sorry. I don't know if you and I have actually talked about my dream. So I have this grand grand plan that's been growing for the last several years.
Let's hear it.
Um, Trying to figure out where to start here. When my brain broke, one of the things that came out was that I had been assaulted as an adult several years before. I also had some bunch of shit from childhood, but right.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like the first time the little voice in my head had ever gotten big enough to come out of my mouth at all. And I said no. I said no, not once, two times. And then that fawn thing happened because I was like, oh, well, this is happening now.
Mm-hmm. Oh my
And
God, yes.
nobody knew that I was assaulted, including myself. The next morning, my friend comes to me. She goes, oh, he didn't rape you, did he? I'm like, well, honey, don't ever ask anybody like that. Nobody's ever going to say yes.
Right.
So, well, hopefully, we're actually raising a generation of women who are feeling more empowered. I digress. I spent about 4 years feeling like I didn't have a voice anymore,
Mm-hmm.
feeling less able to even speak. And when I say that, I need you to know that I've wanted to be a singer since I was about 5 years old.
Oh,
Okay.
I am a singer.
I know you are. And so, so I've been singing since I was little. And I've done shows, I've sung out, I've done a little.
Mm-hmm.
And to lose that part of yourself,
Oh my God, I would die.
it's
I would
devastating.
not want to live.
So, one of the things that it really hit me in 2020 when we were all home was all I want is like this karaoke room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just want this room where I can yell or scream or sing or cry or
Mm-hmm.
practice saying words I've never said before.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel completely safe. I love my therapist dearly, my trauma therapist. She's brilliant. And even when we're like this and I'm in the privacy of my own home, I cannot make the blood curdling scream that she has always encouraged me to make in her office. Like, not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, what if I took people out on a boat? What if we went to St. Thomas for 4 days and you got out of your own comfort zone
Mm-hmm.
with a bunch of other women who are all kind of in the same space in life as you?
Yes.
Some of them were before, some of them,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we're all like right here traveling this road together. And what if you go scream your damn guts out and then plop your face in the water and watch the sea turtles for maybe an hour? Like, let's let some shit out and then put some better shit back in.
Wow.
I can't call it that.
Well,
I don't want to just do that, right? So I want a place where you can yell and scream, and that evolved into, ooh, wouldn't it be cool if I had like a big art studio and I had like a room where you could throw paint on the wall, and I have another room where you can just do like all the crafty everything.
mm-hmm.
And then that went to, well, what if there was this room over here where you could take, this golf club to that printer if you really need to, or you can smash some cups against these concrete blocks if you want to make some noises, right? And some beautiful, like, just some beautiful landscaping, a bench where you can sit down and you can journal. And that grew even further too. I definitely want animals, goats, cats. I'd like to just have this retreat.
Mm-hmm.
Come and let out the stuff that's not serving you,
Mm-hmm.
and put in better stuff.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most brilliant things that happened to me that summer that I was so broken was, girl, I was able to put down the shit that I'd been carrying that wasn't mine to carry.
Right? Oh my God, yes.
That's the reason my posture got better. It's like all of a sudden I was not carrying any of that blanket of shame that had been holding me down felt so heavy, holding me for so long. And my face
Blanket of
changed, my
shame.
posture changed, my whole
Yeah.
self changed.
And you know what? And I would wish that for my experience hasn't been as profound, but it's definitely I'm on the road. But wow, I would when are we going? What are you gonna get a farmhouse? What are we doing? You
So
gonna get a
actually,
cabin in the mountains? Cabin in the mountains.
I'm currently in the process of figuring that out. Um, so we met before I lost my mom, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I'm in the process of selling the home that I grew up in. It's been kind of emotional, and I'm ready to let it go. And now I'm just trying to figure out like what's next. What do I want to do? I'm actually might have the wherewithal to make this next bit happen. Like, oh my God, what if all my dreams can come true? What?
Right? Oh my God.
What's that like? So I don't know yet. The reason that I've been holding the retreats in other places is because I don't have a space and to do all the things that I want to do yet. And but the more I speak it, the more real it gets. I have a life script that I am constantly amending, and I read it out loud into this note app into my phone, and I play it in the morning when I wake up. So it's my voice telling myself how happy and grateful I am for XYZ in many aspects of my life. Because even though it's not here yet, I still need to be grateful for it coming. Right?
Yes.
That's a really weird concept, practicing gratitude in advance.
Yes, it's counter to our culture, of course. But yes, practicing gratitude. Well, gratitude is a major theme in recovery, is that attitude of gratitude. You can't be hateful and grateful at the same time, but it's
Honestly,
true
it's
though.
true. Your brain chemistry supports that. It's completely true. Yeah. So when the program that I'm teaching is actually Reclaim Your Magic. And I teach, my framework is mindfulness, authenticity, gratitude, intention, and connectedness.
Girl.
And the last retreat that I did, 4 days really wasn't enough. Because I am trying to strike this perfect balance because hold on, let's back up. Have you ever been to a retreat where all you see is the inside of the building where you are in whatever city you've gone to?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've seen all I still know of Dallas is
right, yeah,
the hotel and the ride back and forth to the airport.
Yeah,
that's awful. So I want to make sure that when I'm pulling you out of your comfort zone, because really you need to get all the way out because your body needs to practice to be different. So when I'm pulling people out of their comfort zone, I want them to be challenged, but I also need to give you ample relaxation time to enjoy where you are, time to just freaking decompress. And I don't know, I think maybe 5 days is better. I don't know. I try to do these things someplace that's awesome. Okay. And when I say awesome, I don't mean like, Valley Girl awesome.
No, I know what you mean.
I definitely want to hold a retreat in Kenya. Because if you don't know Morris, do you know Morris?
Yes, I do. God, he's so beautiful.
Girl.
One of these years I'm doing it.
Okay, so just come to Africa with me because I'm going to get you CE credit for the mindfulness stuff and it will change your life. Oh my God, it was amazing. Anyway, but I want to go back to Africa. The Puerto Rico trip was amazing. And there was a lot of emotion behind that for me because it was the anniversary of losing my mom. I decided I wanted to spend those days purposefully and with people that I wanted to be with. So, but we took a glass bottom kayak tour of the bioluminescent bay.
Wow.
So it's like the new moon is the next night. So there's like almost no moon. There's no moon. It's like as dark as it can possibly be. And the plankton that fluoresce, they do that when they get agitated. So you piss them
Mhm.
off and they sparkle, right? The bottom of the boat is enough to piss them off.
Mhm.
So it's like Star Wars under your feet. It's like warp speed under your feet, which is crazy. You put your hand in the water and you do this, and it sparkles. You take your hand out of the water and you can watch the sparkles like just run down your arm. It was the coolest thing. You watch fish dance around. And now we were all a group of ladies, you know, I'm over 50. A few of us were over 50, okay? And not necessarily graceful feeling in a kayak.
Right, right, right. Oh my God.
and and we did great. We did great. It was easy. Nobody fell out. Nobody got
He fell out, right?
and it was phenomenal. It was really, and several of my attendees, and I can't blown away by this, have said that it's just been life altering for them. I'm like, oh, all I did was teach you how to breathe. But yeah, so now I'm working on doing that same thing for dental practices for their office culture.
Nice.
Because you don't have to be miserable.
You don't have to be miserable.
Let's learn. Let's learn.
You are really doing it.
Else.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm putting together the magic framework to present to like DSOs.
That's, you know what? I was thinking of DSOs too, because they need it more than anybody. Because people hear DSO and they think misery, and it's
True.
a mindset. It doesn't have to be. And
you're only as miserable as you think you are.
yeah, and newsflash, DSOs are the wave of the future.
You know, you weren't wrong when you said that to Carice a month ago, because you were talking about it then, and I am still a solo practice. I am working on my second, third, fourth, fifth career, whatever iteration now, and with the laughter fairy, with the coaching and all, and I'm not physically there to work as much as I would like. So I have an associate, and he's charming and he's delightful, and he really doesn't have any interest in buying in, which means there's less of a feeling of ownership from him with any of the things that are going on. And you know, I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I don't want to do it much longer either, but I really want to feel good about who I sell to.
Yeah.
Or however it happens when it turns out that I'm done practicing. For any of my patients listening, I'm practicing. Calm down. But trust me.
Trust me.
Doctor. But no, I also told myself that it's going to be easy and fun when that happens.
Yeah. Well, we just got to let go and let God. And unfortunately, I have an orofacial myofunctional therapy client at 11 o'clock. And we've been talking for almost 50 minutes, which happens when you're engaging with somebody that, you know, and
you know,
I
do.
I can't wait to go on one of your retreats. I can't wait to meet you in person. And
you
know,
we are all in a different place on the trauma journey, but we've all got it about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And we're all here to just try to help each other through it.
Yeah. I think so. Works for me. So thank you so much for speaking with me this morning. And I am going to look forward to meeting you in person.
Yes, ma'am. Have a spectacular weekend. And I'm really honored that you thought of me. Thank you so much.
You are entirely welcome. It was my pleasure. And we'll talk soon.